We had been anxious to get back to the Puerto Rican island of Culebra since we left almost a year before. Our first stop was the tiny island and nature reserve Culebra, where we hiked up to the old lighthouse, trying not to step on the hundreds of hermit crabs lining the trail to the top. Next, we sailed into Culebra's wide-open bay, where we settled in for an extended stay. Our first priority was checking out the surf at the hidden gem of a beach we'd found on our trip south.
There's miles of beach, nobody else here, so yeah, it's probably the best beach we've found.
Why don't I film your face? You're saying it.
I guess out of all the beaches we've visited during our travels, this is probably our favorite. Just miles of beach, nobody here. This cool little surf shack that somebody built. It's actually some surf, and yeah, pretty nice. Our new surfboard. Made in the BBIs. Ashley's favorite new toy.
With all the talk of surfing, I hope we haven't misled you into thinking that either of us are actually good at it.
What'd you think about your surfing day?
Not as good as I was hoping, but we do have a beach all to ourselves, so I guess I can't complain too much. Like right now, it looks really good.
We're going out for a quick day sail, which is code for going out to empty the holding tank. And since we've only been here a week, it's pretty obvious that we need a bigger holding tank.
You enjoying sailing today, Ashley? We're out for a little day sail near Culebra.
Probably the slowest chase boat ever.
Realizing we had no photos or video of the boat under sail, we decided to take advantage of the large protected bay and light winds. Ashley set off in the dinghy and I tacked the boat around to get some shots.
out on Flamenco Beach. I don't know. It's a beach.
We're hanging out on Flamenco Beach. I don't know.
Evidently, the beauty of Flamenco Beach left us speechless. The 1.5 mile long Flamenco Beach is idyllic. Well, other than these tanks left on the beach to rest. But they do make a great photo op.
Both Culebra and Vieques were used by the U.S. Navy for artillery training starting in the 1930s. After 4 years of protests by the inhabitants, the military finally left the islands for good by 1975. But the tanks and lots of unexploded ordnance were left behind.
Having fun. So we're stitching our sun cover back on our Genoa again. We did this, I don't know, close to a year ago, almost in the same place. We're in Culebra, so the last time we did it in Salinas, Puerto Rico, but yeah, a bunch of the stitches have been chafed away or eaten away by the sun and whatever. But, it's coming apart in a few spots, so we're stitching it back on. So in the sections where it's coming apart, actually just ended up pulling out the old stitching and just going right back through the same holes, so makes it fairly easy to do it by hand, but it's definitely kind of time consuming. Does seem to be though when we're like on the port tack, heeled over and bashing into waves is when water gets in. The joint between the hole and the deck right here, so really water shouldn't be getting in between there.
It took a while to track down the leak, but we figured out that water was coming in the windlass and running above the headliner, where it could then trickle down the hull and soak our V-berth. Sealing up the gap between the liner and the deck inside the chain locker solved the problem, and now we don't end up with a wet bunk after a rough passage.
And a movie tonight, popcorn, and they got me water. Yeah, I'm gonna make it through the night, I think.
Okay, crew meeting. John, are you present? I'm present. Item 1, boat merchandise. So I've had this hat airbrushed with our name on it, but I really like it, so I think I'm just going to keep this one for myself, and it's the only one I had made. What have you come up with?
So I've done the shirt. This is it.
That's it.
See? Look, I've written baby blue in tiny letters and pen. But I can't sell this because it's the only clean shirt I have left.